product as well, but because I've been on a single monitor, it makes life a lot harder.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. This is it, Season 7, the final round, round number 6. We're here at Spa-Francorchamps, and it's great to be here. Giancarlo is going to join us a little bit later on in the race. I'm joining here by Paul Muir, a.k.a. the Gamer Scott. What's going on, Dodgeman?
I'm good. How are you doing?
You know what, man? I'm fantastic. It's been quite a slow start tonight, but I think that it's about to get underway pretty soon. What do you think of qualifying?
I don't think there were any real surprises. Like, we saw Diaz right up there. Like, I think it's this is what everyone was talking about last week, right? In the post-race stuff, they're all talking about a great track for overtaking opportunity, and that is what I'm looking forward to here.
Yeah, I agree. You know what? One thing that I am pretty surprised about is just how long it took Peter O'Brien to put in his qualifying lap. He was down, down to the wire, man. It was what was it? 5 minutes left in qualifying, and Peter O'Brien was down in P23. So he jumped up into third, with a solid time, and now he's down in 6th. So it's going to be a challenge for Peter to finish in the top 3, I think. I know he mentioned he has to beat Eric, he has to beat Joel, he has to beat Mercer, he has JD on him. And I think currently he's in the top 3 for the championship, but Peter O'Brien is going to have a pretty tough race.
He is starting from there, but just like Joel Dallas said, this is one of his favourite tracks, so hopefully he was prepared. Comes in at the last minute, he just smashes it. He'll be fine.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna be on the more optimistic side and hope that is the case for Peter O'Brien. Something we haven't seen since Paul Ricard is Eric Diaz on pole. The man has been incredible the entire season for his season debut at 604, and this is the second time we see him in that pole position, so I'm excited what he's going to bring. Eric Neville joined us midway, but he's right at the top of the pack. Joel Dallas, not surprising, in P3, and I mean his Bentley bro right behind him, same as Jeremy Mercer. We've seen pretty much great racing from these 5, and as well I want to loop in JD, Palo Alex, Michael Fazal. Great stuff from everyone there, and unfortunately tonight I know we're going to be missing David Nelson, who has been running pretty high up in the silver class, so that's unfortunate for him. But it looks like Renato Coelho, Wes Laney, and Max Graff are gonna do they're gonna do a great job of carrying the league. And I mean, look at Renato; he's pretty much within the pro class. So
I was thinking about that last time as well. He's definitely getting bumped up next season.
I would hope so. And quick there from Captain Insane, Bin Juice Racing, Poggers, man. I agree. Mike Fazal. I think he's had a couple unfortunate moments on track throughout this season, but you know what? I think he's ready tonight to show us something good for the Bin Juice Racing team. As we come through now, the bus stop chicane. Anybody you got your eyes set on tonight?
I'm really hoping for again, going back to the post-race talking last week, there was a lot of big words from both Joel Dallas and O'Brien. They were talking a big game, so I'm hoping that is shown on the track as well. What about yourself? Is there anyone you've spotted?
You know what? I already talked about him a bit. I'm gonna have to root for Mr. Peter McLovin O'Brien. Hopefully he can blow my socks off as we're about to approach the line here for round number 6 for Sim Racing 604 season number 7. It's been quite a bit since we've been broadcasting, and there it is. We are green and across the line. So far, so good for Eric Diaz as he's followed by Joel Dallas. Looks like Brendan Schmid taking a little bit of a wide line as Jeremy Mercer goes around the outside. There goes JD Daniels. Well, Eric Diaz going a bit wide.
A bit wide there, yeah.
Mike Fazal and Renato Coelho fighting it out towards the back. And there we have Jeremy Mercer trying to make a move on Brendan Schmid. Looks like he's going to pull away. Oh, that forced them out a bit wide there for JD.
Gonna have to try a bit harder than that.
And Paolo Alex now has gotten around Peter O'Brien. Paolo Alex trying to get around JD as well. Looks like Eric Diaz has had a pretty much a good lead so far. Not much competition. Looks like Brendan getting really close to Joel Dallas. Looking a little further back, it looks like Peter is fighting with JD just a bit. Paolo Alex has now cleared both of them. Mike Fazal and a bit of oversteer there for Peter O'Brien. It looks like he is not warming up those tires just yet. Now Mike Fazal is going to get away or get into his way, so that's unfortunate. And guys, as I'm getting a bit of news here, looks like Giancarlo has just walked into the booth. As we are on lap number 1, we're going to let him get situated here for a bit. Eric Diaz still keeping that lead ahead of Eric Neville. Joel Dallas ahead of Brendan Schmid. But unfortunately, Peter O'Brien still under fire with Mike Fazal right behind him. It looks like Fed Holgado now pushing on Renato Coelho with Mr. Dan Lund right behind. And Paul, it looks like JD has gotten ahead, so that's 2 positions for O'Brien.
Yeah, well, you know, that's what I said at the start. This is not surprising for me. Like, if he can put his money where his mouth is, I think he's getting podium. That's a fairly safe bet.
Oh, Mr. Brendan Schmid and Joel Dallas. Great job of racing close, avoiding any sort of damage as we come now into the second lap of this race, still being led by Eric Diaz. Oh, we have a bit of contact from Joel Dallas and Eric Neville as Joel Dallas tried to get around down the inside. It looks like the door was shut on him.
I didn't get a good angle on that one. Just missed that.
Oh, that's just a ton of curb there by Joel Dallas. Hugged the apex a little too much coming out of El Rouge. It looks like Brendan Schmid with the straight line speed outside of Radillon down the Camel Straight. Here we go now into Lake Combs. It looks like this might be the turn for Brendan Schmid. And it is.
Yeah, and that is the kind of little mistakes that this kind of track is gonna hurt you for. Those overtaking opportunities, they're everywhere here. It's a lot of really long straights, so you can't afford to make mistakes like that.
I think that Brandon's about to analyze a bit more on Eric Neville, something we saw Joel Dallas fail to do a bit. As Eric Diaz is starting to pull away, we've seen Brendan Schmid keep up with the pace of Eric Diaz, so he's going to have to clear Eric Neville if he wants to keep up that pace.
I think, yeah, that gap between Diaz and Neville is starting to grow.
Yeah, he has 5/10 on him. And his last lap was 1.1 faster. I think it's possible that Eric Neville had great pace on a hot lap, but it looks like consistency will be his downfall tonight. As Brendan Schmid coming out of Blanc-Chemin is just carrying tremendous speed.
I was going to say, is he going to try and make another move already? Definitely got the pace for it.
Hopefully he's not too aggressive with the curb as we saw Joel Dallas.
And I'm just going to hop in here, and we got Jeffrey Bray at the back of the pack. It looks like he had a collision. Not quite sure if it was just with the wall, but he's definitely kind of limping now, coming through Blanchimont and coming up to the chicane. So I'm not sure. I'll have to go back and take a look.
It's great to have you back, GC.
It's good to be back for the final one. I'm sorry I'm a little bit late, everybody, but looks like we got a hotly contested grid tonight. That truly train of the front pack of Eric Diaz, Neville, and Schmid and Dallas is just looking absolutely fantastic. As I'm watching Schmid and Dallas really go at it. Dallas really putting the pressure on Schmid there for the third place position.
Yeah, Dallas is coming back hard. He just lost that position a lap ago, so I'm pretty sure he's not too keen on where he's running at the moment.
O'Brien just passed Daniel on that last corner, and he's pulling away. So I think he's back in the race at this point.
Yeah, I think McLovin finally got those socks nice and toasty under those sandals, so he's gonna have to start pressing it down. Hopefully he's not taking Loic Michaud's advice of running barefoot on cold pedals.
Is that a thing you would do in a race car?
It is something that happens here at After Hours.
I mean, that's their own business, really.
Whatever happens after the race, well, we just keep that after the race.
What happens in the paddock stays in the paddock.
There we go.
And unfortunately there for Brandon Schmid, just not able to make the overtake on Eric Neville. Now the lead from Eric Diaz is starting to slip away quite a bit.
Yeah, I think if Schmid really focuses on pushing Neville just a little bit faster rather than really trying to overtake him, they'll be able to catch up to Diaz and at least get him, if they can get him side by side, they might be able to slow him down, get the rest of the pack more bunched up, get more of those battles going, make it more exciting, get this broadcast going. Come on, guys. We got 65 minutes of action. We got to make this exciting right now.
Oh, we have a good way of making pretty exciting. I think it's time to bust it out. Let's go ahead and...
Uh-oh. What do we got?
What's going on, Peter?
Oh, hi, hello. Driving the car. My start sucked. I was up 2/10 on my last qualifying lap and invalidated it, so that felt great. It's been great. Trying to catch up, repair the damage I've done.
Yeah, man, we've been watching you here chase down Paolo after losing out that position, as well as with JD. What's going on, Pete?
Honestly, chaotic race start. I feel like JD gave me the position back. I don't know why. Maybe because he's just being nice and trying to be cool and let me go fight people that are ahead of me, but I don't know. It's been kind of chaotic the first couple laps. I'm just trying to get into a rhythm right now.
All right, man. Well, we're going to let you get back into it and focus, but just keep those socks nice and toasty, my man.
Thank you, man.
All right, Pete. Good to have you in front. I don't know what I just said there at the end, but that's Peter O'Brien.
Maybe we can pull in Eric Diaz from the front and see what he's kind of feeling. Maybe he's feeling the pressure from Neville.
Hey, Eric, what's up, man? You're in the booth. How's it going?
Another day, another chickens will I go by.
Oh, and there's Brendan Schmid and Eric Neville. Well, Eric, it looks like your main competition has now wiped itself out.
Well then.
That includes Paulo Alex and Brendan Schmid.
As well as Eric Neville.
Brendan Schmid still holding position, trying to look for a spot to come back on track, and he is just falling down that ladder.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
He's going to be salty.
There's quite a bit of damage to his right side, it looks like.
Well, Eric, what are your thoughts on that?
try to survive at routes another, I think it's like 25, 26 times. And then thoughts on what actually? That's
Looks
Man,
like
that
we're having
is
a little bit of trouble hearing Eric Diaz. Diaz, we're going to go ahead and put you back in the green room. Good luck with your race.
I wonder if we can talk to. Oh, he's not here. Would have loved to have talked to Brennan Schmid right now.
I'm sure it would just be a string of profanities at this point.
As
Yep.
you see him coming
Do
to
you
the
have a
pits now.
bleep button ready?
Well, that makes Eric Diaz's job a little easier now.
You should do. Like, he's going to be gutted. That's not the way to end a season.
Yeah, and it
That's
looks like
just
Paulo
sad.
Alex also came into the pits at the same time, or actually, well, a bit earlier than Brennan Schmid. So both of them kind of getting their repairs finished. Paulo Alex actually looked like he got away from that a little bit cleaner than Schmid. He was at least able to get straight and kind of rejoin the track. As we get a string of Twitch chat here, he says he was so chilled. Haha, from Captain Insano. I imagine he's talking about Peter O'Brien. Beto Robson says, "Damn, bro, my G29 lost force feedback in the formation lap." That is that Rob?
That's Robson.
That's Robson.
Yeah.
Robson, that's unfortunate. Sorry to hear that. Wolf 5 says, "So sad that I couldn't be in the final race." And THR Snaky, same here. Go Eric. Robson.
I forget who Wolf 5 is. It's either... I don't know. I totally forgot. I'm sorry, Wolf House 5. Eric Narfson. There it is. It took me all season, but I can say it now. Eric Narfson.
Laughlin TV says, "Let's go, Joe." Repping us Radicals. Some love for the Radicals out there for Joel Dallas.
Well, let's find out what's going on with Joel. Hey, Joel, what's up, man? You're in the booth.
Hi guys.
What did you think, man, right now? Eric Neville, Brennan Schmid wiping out in Block Chamont. What's going in your mind, man?
One second.
Oh, the pressure's
Sound of
on.
concentration.
He's got a lot of concentration right now because he's trying to keep Mercer at bay, as we see right there, right in the rearview mirror.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened. I think Neville just lost it and Brennan collected him or something, but it's too bad for them. You know, my Bentley teammate.
I
It's
agree
hard
there.
to lose out in a race like that. They were both very quick, so.
Well, Joel, we wish you the best, man, as you're now fighting for that P1. And you got some supporters here in chat for Radical Racing, so.
Thank you guys, and thank you for the fantastic job you're doing.
All right, Joel, we'll see you back later. I so badly wanted one of you guys to interrupt with important race commentary so I could say, 2 seconds, Paul.
I wasn't quite sure what you were going to go ahead and ask him, and he sounded very, very focused, especially with Jeremy Mercer right there on his bumper. So maybe not the best of times for his commentary.
You know what? I do kind of like that. I kind of like that silence, to be honest, because you could feel just how focused and tense the situation was.
Yeah, you pair that with the on-screen visuals, you can see how close he was. Yeah, I would probably be, the silent night as well.
And we're going to go on back here with the grid. Ooh, Renato Coelho avoiding contact with Fed Holgado into La Source. That was a pretty close one.
Very, very close. And, what's not close is Brennan Schmid. It looks like he's going to stay in the pits. I'm not sure if that means he's got an insane amount of repair time, but he's been there for nearly 3 laps now.
Oh, his car just came down.
It just came down. We'll see if that actually means he can kind of drive away in pits. Maybe he's just kind of maybe he just might be sitting this one out.
Honestly, he's potentially 2 laps down now. This might be a retirement here for Brennan Schmid.
That would not surprise me.
That's gutting to see him just in the pits, not moving.
You know, we got some good action kind of in the midfield. I'm looking at Wesley Lamey leading a truly train of Plaza, Fazal, and Breas, with Benitez just behind them. So this is a nice 5-car battle.
Yeah, it looks like Lamey's doing a great job of defending from Carlos Plaza. We have a couple fans here from Binju's Racing as we see Michael Fazal trying to bridge that gap, trying to all get into P12 right now as they chase down Wes Lamey.
It looks like Plaza just has a little bit more pace, but not quite able to make the pass. With Fazal just maybe holding back a little bit, not wanting to pressure these guys too much. And honestly, that's the best strategy. If you see 2 guys battling really hard, you know, it behooves you really to just let them do their business and then see who kind of backs out of it.
Makes a lot of sense. It looks like he's kind of pushing hard and then holding back and then pushing again just to maybe put a bit of pressure on Plaza there.
Looks like Fazal starting to put the pressure on Plaza, or Plaza is starting to slow up a little bit. Looked like he got a little bit loose as he came through.
That was definitely sketchy. I just heard those tires slide, man.
It feels like Fazal's got some more pace. I think he's not quite pushing 100% yet.
Yeah, it looks like Benitez was able to get around Breas. Breas losing out a little bit there. Although Fazal is actually not within this class. He's taken quite a bit of curb there. That may end up being a penalty for him.
Oh, and Carlos Plaza is going to make the move down into Lake Combs. And there he goes. He sends it too wide. I mean, you could just see it. Too much speed.
Oh, Carlos is going to have to give up those positions if he wants any sense of not being penalized.
But now Fazal going down the inside.
A little bit of contact there with Lamey just on that left rear of Fazal.
I don't think Plaza's going to give that back.
No, he's certainly not waiting.
We now have the pit window open for the next half hour of this 65-minute race. We are 47 minutes in.
Yeah, and you know what that means, unfortunately, for Schmid, if he continues, as well as Eric Neville, they're going to have to stop again into the pits, and that's only going to push him down even further. As we see Aiden Benitez getting right on the bumper of Wes Lamey now.
Yeah, Lamey lost that a little bit in one of those corners, so it's just the mistake that Benitez made indeed.
Starting to see that power of the Bentley of Benitez really starting to override him. I'm not sure if maybe Lamey's got something going on. Maybe his throttle's stuck or what. It looks like he's losing quite a bit of speed on these straights. I'm not seeing too much damage on that front there.
There goes Aiden Benitez now down Blanc-Chamont. And it looks like there was a slight bit of contact maybe. I know the Bentley's just squirrely when it comes to that turn in.
Santos going hard.
That's hard to call it, man. That's 2 incidents now with Lamey.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
That's tough for Benitez.
It was an aggressive move there, but yeah, the fact that Lamey came off worse is hard there.
That's another unfortunate moment for Benitez now coming out of the bus stop. You know what? In Lamey's defense, I know with the Bentley, you have to lift substantially through Blanc-Chamont and try to make that overtake. That must have been pretty difficult. He had to have been on the throttle just a bit, but it's possible there was just some slight contact that just unbalanced the car. Not sure what would have happened with Santos through bus stop. And we can talk to Aiden Benitez, find out what's going on. Hey, Aiden, what's up, man? You're in the booth.
Earth to Benitez.
We
I think he's a little bit focused. Let's go ahead and let him
yeah.
kind of focus on his.
Yeah, Ricky Harrow's right behind him, so I'm not surprised he can't talk right now.
Actually, where is he on track right now? I'm having a hard time finding him. There he is. Looks like Rob Ruggerio's trying to hustle him for P19.
Yeah, they got quite a bit of a gap between Benitez and the next up, position 18, which is Christian Michelli, and then ahead of him is Busek, who we covered earlier.
Oh, let's talk about the cruise missile for a bit. We haven't talked too much about him this season, but he's chasing down Busek with a bit of vengeance right now. Any clue who Joey might be? Low Key 876 says go Joey.
I believe we saw Low Key 876 in a previous broadcast. But we are looking at a lot of penalties being served out here. We got Carlos Plaza with a 10-second penalty. Breas, who ended up with a drive-through penalty, who's currently in pits. So there might have been some speeding there. And Brent Vaughn with 15 seconds. And Jeff Bray with a stop and go of 30 seconds.
Yeah, let's find out how chatty Jeffrey Bray is tonight. I'm just gonna slightly
Jeffrey
wait.
Bray.
Let's just let him get out here out of Lake Combs for a bit. You know what? That was the perfect moment. 2 seconds, John. did not come into my mind. But go ahead. I think he's good.
Jeff Bray, you've got a stop and go of 30 seconds that we're seeing on track. What's going on in your car right now?
Yeah, I had no idea why I got it, to be honest.
We saw you have a bit of a moment early on in the race. Is any damage to the car?
Yeah, there was a bunch, and I had to repair it now in the lap down, sadly.
That's unfortunate, man. We'll let you get back on track and stay focused. We'll check back in a bit.
Alright, thanks.
Looks like everyone's doing a good job of staying focused. You can see how hard it is to have to answer questions here. It almost feels like an episode of the Hot Ones.
You gotta pull out all the stops and do our research and find out the really obscure references for some of these guys.
Actually, you know what? We have that whole the spotter guide. I know there's a lot of info we didn't touch on this season.
Oh yeah, that is true.
I know somebody was getting married this season. I forget who, but it was in there. I'll have to dig back at one point and shout it out. I think even somebody shouted out their wife's birthday, so some of them are willing to divulge a lot, I guess. Oh, and there goes Joey trying to get around Wes Lamey. Looks like Low Key 876 has deciphered it for us. Come on, Joey. That feels so weird. Joel Dallas. I can't call him Joey. But you know what is surprising to me, and Paul, I know we talked about this for a bit, is Peter O'Brien, we saw him struggle in qualifying. It wasn't until the last 5 minutes he was able to put in a valid lap. He's had a tough moment throughout this entire race. Lost 2 positions at the start, and the man is currently in P3 right now.
Yeah, and it's a big gap in front of him, but he's definitely done a good job so far of making up those spaces. But this is what I said. It's what I said right at the start. You should listen to me. Yeah, he loves this track.
You know what? I think you're onto something, Paul.
I'm really hoping that he can catch up to Dallas because the two of them going at it, this is Icona Dallas's favorite track. So to see the two of them battling it out for a track that they both love would be pretty intense.
Captain Insane, shout out to Peter O'Brien for not spinning it into Radion on lap 1. We're going to have to talk to the doctor a little later and congratulate him.
Actually, was there any drama on lap 1 this time?
You know what? It wasn't at the front. We didn't see any, but who knows? It's towards the backfield. A little bit of a cheeky flash from Mercer. Not sure what that could have been about. Let's find out. Hey, Jeremy, what's up, man? You're in the booth.
Hello.
We just saw a quick little cheeky flash from you. What's going on, man?
I hit the wrong button.
Fantastic.
So, drama's over then.
Yep, pretty much. Mystery solved.
We thought he was trying to get our attention.
It worked, if he was.
Apparently it did.
What's going on, man? We're seeing you chase down Peter. You started out in front of him. What's going on?
I made a mistake at a Rouge, and I had to let off to avoid a track cut, and he had the speed to get by on the straight. So.
Oh man, what
looks like?
What are your odds for catching up? Do you think you'll be able to make it?
I'll hopefully be able to stay with him. Often a lot of time can be gained in the pit stops, so I'm hoping for that.
All right, man. Well, we're going to let you get focused here.
Just to redirect there, Felix cut a corner a bit wide, gave up some space to Carlos Plaza, and Rizal's right on his back now. He's going for the pass.
And sorry I was being so quiet during that. I was actually going through the spotter guide, and we were just talking to Jeremy Mercer, and I feel a special connection here because I just started mountain biking this year, and he mountain bikes and sim races, and he used to race go-karts 15 years ago, and he's currently a mechanical engineer. He resides in the United States in Michigan. He's 29 and he plays hockey.
And that's Jeremy Mercer. I know we're looking at Javier Marquez, but we're talking about a Mercer, right?
Correct. And I know we're looking at Javier Marquez as he kind of has a bit of a battle going on there with Carlos Plaza. Although Carlos Plaza does have that 10-second penalty.
He's being hunted down. And as we've seen with Carlos Plaza, he is not one to shy away from taking an advantage off track and keeping the position. So nothing wrong with that. He did not make any contact, but it just comes down to a little bit of racecraft and the honor system quite a bit. Maybe the gentleman's code, if we might add. But there he goes, trying to make a move, decides not. That's quite a bit of moving under braking, although there's no such rule here at 604. What do you think, Paul? Is that just Plaza showing he has more pace, or is that a little bit of impatience?
To be honest, it could have been both. He might have thought he had enough pace and then just wasn't hard enough on the brakes. I don't know if it was necessarily intentional, but yeah, he certainly looks like he's got more pace. Is he going to take it on this one? He's maybe a little bit wide. No, can't do it. Oh, was that some contact there?
Yeah, there was.
Marquez looks like he slowed down a little bit there. I wasn't sure if he was going to give up the place.
Well, I think with Plaza, he probably, made the contact accidentally and didn't want to take the position due to the contact.
Oh, but here comes Mike Fazal. If Carlos Plaza keeps making inconsistent moves, we saw him go pretty much fairly wide there, one car width away from the racing line. Mike Fazal might just be in line to get ahead. GC, you're going to have to remind me, the corner before Puan, the hairpin, what's that one called?
Bruxelles.
Can I just call it Brussels?
You could certainly do that.
All right. Will I be hated?
I have no idea. I don't speak French.
We will find out. You know what?
There's
I
three
wish that.
battles in the weekend points.
Go ahead, Paul.
So I'm just commenting on this this Marquez Plaza Fazal battle is starting to get a bit intense. Fazal has caught up in.
Man, we just saw him go wide out of that. GC, go ahead and then tell me one more time. It's Paul
I'm sorry,
Corbert.
what?
The corner after campus before Blanc Chamont. Paul something.
Paul Ferrier.
Yes.
Or you can call it the Corbett Corner.
I'm going to call it No Name. How about that?
You can call it that. Or the corner before Blanchimont.
Yeah. We're going to keep the meme. But yeah, Paul, definitely. I think it's starting to come into play now. Plaza is showing a bit of his impatience. I mean, look at that, trying to make the move down the inside, just not really having that spatial awareness to know where Marquez is. He's just costing himself time.
Looks like trying to look on the inside of Rodillon as they come down through the Kemmel Straight.
That was Carlos going for the overtake there. Yep, he's gonna no, he can't keep it. Almost though.
Yeah, I think Javier Marquez is just showing his strong racecraft here.
Yeah, it's like Plaza's got more straight line speed, but Marquez is just better on the corners.
Looks like we've got Daniel Lund, Michael Fazal, and Casper Minda all in the pits. As pit window is still open for another 15 minutes. We are 33 minutes into the race. This is the season finale, and then we're on a 2-week break until season 8 as we round these, what is this, six race seasons?
Yep, 6 weeks.
6 weeks.
But yeah, six races. Where are the custom anime liveries? Asked by Mr. Cousteau. It's Jonathan Cockle. We have not seen Mr. Cousteau in quite a bit. It's quite good to have you back one more time, sir. Unfortunately, we are not going to have an anime livery. The only man of culture around here was Nicolas Delela, and he's not present for the silver class, unfortunately. Yeah, we need more men of culture here.
In previous seasons we did have Gavin Sertivan who did run some wild weeb liveries.
Yeah, Davin Sturdivant, our resident weeb.
Also our resident, one of our head coaches here at Sim Racing 604. So if you guys come in and join, you're more than certainly to encounter him in the rookie series.
Yeah, so I know he's been asking us to do this. We have not obliged, but if you guys are not part of 604, you're shy to race, go ahead and join. We have a great rookie season, a great rookie class that offers sim racing coaching, and I know GC can speak more on this. But if you guys are, a bit intimidated by the pro class, jump on in anyways. We have the rookie class with the coaches, Davin Sturdivant, Larry Foster. These guys are great. You're going to get on track, great experience. And I believe we have a couple guys who've graduated from those leagues here in the pro class. So it's definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, guys. And if you've been seeing ads and things like that to help improve your racing, to help get analysis on your racing, this is the place to do it. It's completely free. All you have to do is join the league, join the rookie series, come in and just take some lessons from these guys. There's a lot of kind of back and forth and a lot of analysis of even points during the rookie races. So it's a really great thing to hop in and check out. As we are watching here, Joel Dallas, Peter O'Brien come into the pits.
Yeah, it looks like he followed Eric Diaz right into it.
And
Joel
just closely
Dallas.
behind them is Jeremy Mercer as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened to Joel Dallas. If you go ahead and look at this, he's running P8 right now. He's cleared his stop, so I think he might reset himself. He might be a lap down for the moment. But this might be the undercut he's been looking for to get around Eric Diaz.
And Diaz has yet to make his stop. I mean, they're still coming down, the pits. These are not the GP pits, so they're having to go to the other side and then exit there. And as we watch Joel Dallas make his way now through Stavelot.
Just how agonizing is that for Eric Diaz? The man has not even pitted yet. Here's Joel Dallas one more time. Here's Eric Diaz and Peter O'Brien. Back to Joel Dallas. Back to Eric Diaz still in the pit. One more time with Joel Dallas. Going back to Eric Diaz. Joel Dallas again here. Eric Diaz still in the pits. Here's Joel Dallas, man. It's intense, guys. I don't know if it's just me.
Yeah, I have a feeling Joel is going to jump Diaz. It's quite a long pit exit as Joel Dallas is coming through. Now hitting the hairpin of La Source.
There goes Peter O'Brien. Eric Diaz now.
Peter O'Brien jumping Eric Diaz. As Joel Dallas is now coming down into Radion and Eau Rouge.
Oh, it's going to come down into Lake Holmes.
Also coming in the exit. I think Joel Dallas, it looks like he might have cut just a little bit, but he's going to have the speed on Eric Diaz. But he might not be able to make it right up to Peter O'Brien. So Peter O'Brien is P1.
Oh, come on, Joel. Oh, he has cold tires, man.
Cold tires there, yeah. Just tell he's feeling the pressure.
Oh, they're going to Brussels. Come on, Joel. Keep that tight line. I know I was rooting for Peter O'Brien, but Joel Dallas has lit a fire inside of me now that I have to see this man take that race lead.
You got to remember, even though Joel Dallas does have cold tires, the guys he's racing against have even colder tires.
I mean, just look at the gap he's built from Eric Diaz now. Paul, here's that race you wanted, man. Here it is, Joel versus Peter.
That's exactly that's why I'm suddenly not saying anything. So I'm invested in this now. I don't care who wins. I just want to see them fight it out.
Oh, we see a little bit of a bob from Peter O'Brien as he took a little bit too much curb there. Coming out of Corb Paul Ferrer as they come down Blanchimont.
You have to know what Peter O'Brien's thinking right now. He's thinking about being brought into the booth by us right now to get trolled. He's afraid of that. We're not gonna mess with that.
He's in Dallas right now.
Oh, as we see, Joel Dallas.
He's doing a great job of leaving the space, but Eric Diaz now gonna get involved.
Yeah, as they try to battle, if Joel Dallas keeps battling Peter O'Brien, Eric Diaz is gonna go for that pick.
Come on, Joel. We need that. We need that crafty moment. Round the outside. Round the outside. Now, we've seen Joel have trouble through Eau Rouge before. Oh, but just look at Diaz, man. Right on his bumper.
Looks like Peter O'Brien is just getting a major amount of speed, and that's going to slow down Joel Dallas as he battles with Eric Diaz as they go side by side into Lacombe's.
Oh, let's go, Peter. Keep that line. Or Joel, my bad. That's the second time Joel Dallas has been squeezed onto the outside of Lake Combs. Do you think it's helping him out with that inside line going through the apex?
No, I typically feel anytime I've taken that inside line, it's slowed me down because you're worried about the rear end. Those are much higher than they look. So you're worried about that rear end kind of slipping out.
Oh, Eric Diaz getting those tires a bit dirty, dipping them into the inside of the corner.
I can just feel the sweat running off Peter right now.
Oh, he's going to have to take those socks off. It's going to get a bit warm in that cockpit.
You are obsessed with these socks.
It's
Leave the man alone.
No. We are in support of socks. It's actually Loic Michaud, our resident Frenchman, who is of the mindset of no socks. And in the after hours, Peter just mentioned how he loves to curl his socks around his pedal and just let that thing go to the floor.
Again, personal.
That's how it is here at 604. We get right into the nitty gritty.
Sometimes too far.
That's why you're here, Paul. You gotta be our balance.
Ozzy Willow says, great stop by Peter. I believe that's Oswald Wilson. Jonathan Coracle, or Custo W, says, this got super exciting. Couldn't have been a tighter exit. THR Flip Mode is hoping that we are going to show up with some championship standings and implications of the top three. Unfortunately, I have not calculated the standings since race 4. So unfortunately, I don't have that information.
Sim Racing GP. You know what? Who might have those championship standings? Peter O'Brien. Peter, what's going on, brother?
Oh,
Right now.
I don't know what's going on, to be frank with you. I don't know how Eric Diaz had such a shitty pit. I thought he went in ahead of me and he'd come out ahead of me, but I ended up jumping him by like a second and a half out of the pits, and now I'm leading. Whether or not that will continue to be, we'll see.
It was a super fortunate pit exit, as you've got. I said earlier, I imagine just the sweat is dripping right off you and right into these guys' cars' windshields. But how's that pressure of Joel Dallas nearly catching up to you on Lacombe?
I feel like every lap, the way my car is set up, I have to nail the middle sector because everyone behind me is 100% going to catch me on the straights. And if I don't do that, then I'm just losing time every lap. Because they're going to catch me coming into Lacombe every lap, and they're going to catch me coming into the bus stop every lap until I kind of pull out of their toe. So that's all I'm trying to do right now, is try and build a little bit of a gap. But it's not working too well because Joel and Eric are very, very, very fast, and I can't pull away from them very easily.
I wouldn't say that. It's looking like there's a little bit of a gap, but I'm not going to give you too much information about how big that gap is. And we'll let you go ahead and get focused on keeping those guys at bay.
All right, thank you very much, guys.
I thought for a second
He
there
sounds
you.
surprisingly calm.
Yeah, he is. That's weird.
It's funny because when we get him in the post race interviews, he's like, "Oh man, I was just like completely all over the place that whole race."
He's got good game voice.
Yeah, he does. He's intensely focused, and you can definitely that's definitely coming across.
I wonder how Joel Dallas is feeling. That's a lot of pressure from Eric now.
I'm wondering actually how Eric's feeling. As we see him go side by side with Joel Dallas coming into Lacombe off the Kemmel straight, and he's got the inside. Is Joel Dallas going to have to back out of it? No, he doesn't. He gets further into the inside, forces Eric Diaz out. Eric Diaz is saying, "This isn't over. I'm still on the inside here," and he's got another opportunity now coming into Brussels, but it looks like Dallas just closed the door on him.
It feels like when they're side by side like that along that straight, they're hitting the dirty air from O'Brien. I'm just wondering how much that's affecting the ability for either of them to just hold that position. Like Diaz might just not have the extra pace that he needs in that turbulence.
And actually, speaking about pace, we have TJ Plays 35 says, set his fastest lap while in an interview, LOL, referencing Peter O'Brien, who ran a blistering 2:17.556. That was his best lap in the race. Which actually beats out Joel Dallas's best lap, which would be a 2:17.8. And also Eric Diaz's best lap, which was a 2:17.6. Captain Insano says, sounds like he's on a Sunday drive. Feel sorry for the man trying to overtake a boat.
I'm gonna go ahead and leave you gentlemen here in with Diaz and Joel. I want to quickly hop over to Mr. Plaza. I know he's had quite a bit of a controversial race this time around. He has Casper Minda. We haven't talked too much about the Minda man too much this season for K-Pax, but he's doing a great job. He's got 5/10 right behind Plaza, and it looks like that's gonna be for P3 of the silver class. And I know that Casper had his first podium this season last time around in last week's race at Brands Hatch. So, I mean, it's great to see Minda now. He's fighting again one more time for a podium.
Well, it looks like we got a change up this time by with Eric Diaz and Joel Dallas. Eric Diaz now taking the lead from Dallas as they come into Brussels one more time. Diaz on the inside with the lead coming out of it. He's got the exit. Joel Dallas has a little bit of a wobble, which slows him down a little bit as they come down into Puan. And Diaz takes that second position.
I had a feeling he might.
Low-key 876 says racecraft on fire. Hamilton and Chico moment.
Man, Joel Dallas is right on him. Let's hope he doesn't forget to lift coming through Blanc Chamont.
Yeah, and Peter O'Brien has just, with them battling it out, Peter O'Brien has built a massive gap of nearly 2.2 seconds.
Great job there by Joel Dallas. Fantastic apex. Looks like Eric D is going to shut the door now into the bus stop chicane. Jeffrey Bray, though, might play into a factor here as he's going to be lapped by Eric.
Yeah, we'll see if they can get around cleanly as they come into Eau Rouge. Or Bray's just kind of let them go by.
And as you recall, we talked to Jeffrey Bray quite a while ago, and he did have some damage in the car. He was complaining a bit of how it was feeling. So it's getting... Oh, that was a net code for Eric. It looked like he just sent it into the wall there. But he's back on track, thankfully. But yeah, it's going to depend on where they overtake with Bray, how that car's feeling. It looks like he's going to make a nice gesture here and let them go through.
Captain Insano says Peter rubbing his hands together, watching these two fight in his mirror. Is not going to be in his mirror for very long. THR Snakey says Diaz handling that NSX like he built it himself. I love that comment. TJ Plays says I suspect we're going to see a new race fastest lap here in a bit. Actually, I would say Peter O'Brien just set that one lap ago with a 2:17.490. Which is the fastest lap of the race after he had already set that 2:17.5.
Yeah, I think if we want to see another fastest lap, we just got to talk to him for a bit.
Oh, we just put that fire under his butt and, send Joel Dallas and Eric Diaz right behind him again.
Yeah, we just got to tell him, hey, look, Peter, they're catching up to you, man. They're right on your bumper. I know it doesn't look like it, but they're lapping 2 seconds faster right now.
Evil Child 0323 says aliens. Must be aliens. I'm not saying it's aliens, but it's aliens.
That's how we used to describe people who were abnormally good at racing sims back in the early 2000s.
Oh, it's still very much a pertinent term. We definitely see that. I think it's kind of switched from being aliens to more pro racers, pro sim racers. Some guys who are just, long veterans of sim racing have just gone into being esport legends, I guess.
It makes sense. I mean, I'm too old to be part of that crew.
Well, you
after
certainly
my time.
don't sound or look that old, Paul. So
You know,
I
Thanks,
don't
but I
think
sometimes
so.
feel it.
You know what's funny is I had not watched Paul's streams before I first chatted with him, and so as he got to talking and telling me things, my impression of Paul was like, oh yeah, this guy's old, and and as I was telling GC this at one point, he was like, he's not old. The guy looks like he's in his like late 20s, early 30s. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like he sounded old when I talked to him, so. I think
man, you're just.
I don't know if that's a compliment or not, to be honest.
It sounded really, backhanded.
No. You didn't let me finish. He's an old soul as it comes across, but once once I saw you on your streams, I was like, oh, okay, it makes sense now. You young guy, with an old soul. I think it's the accent.
I don't know. I do have a young face, but I am incredibly jaded. So I think the two balance themselves out. I just sound older than I am because I'm just like, yeah, I'm sick of the world.
Yeah, people are pretty surprised when I tell them my age, which I'm not going to do that on this stream. We've got Peter O'Brien in first position for the pro class, followed by Eric Diaz in second, Joel Dallas in third, Jeremy Mercer kind of lucking out and getting in that top five. He had, unfortunately, a very slow pit. I'm not sure what happened to him after that because he was fairly close to Diaz and Joel after those pits had cycled. JD Daniel is there in fifth. As we run down the order, we've got Colio, who's actually running in the seventh position overall. He's first in the silver class, followed by Felix in 11th overall, who's running second, with Carlos Plaza in 12th.
Actually, Coelho's followed by Lund.
Well, Lund is pro class.
Oh, that's what you're talking about. Well, what about? Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I was just going through the class, the class leaders there, since Oswayne Wilson was requesting that through the chat. Although he wanted every driver on track, and I'm not going to do that.
I'm just gonna briefly just go by. There's really not much close racing at the moment. It looks like we have a DNF from Javier Marquez, unfortunately, which is weird because we talked about him, great racecraft with against Carlos Plaza. So that's I'm not sure what would have happened to Marquez after that. But yeah, so
I think the next bit of
sorry, go ahead.
I'm just thinking the next bit of drama that we're going to see is when O'Brien catches up with Moniz and Alex in the previous lap, the old traffic. Alex has had a couple of kind of minor collisions, so I'm wondering how it's going to be when he has to let the race leaders go by. If he's going to be a little bit less aggressive.
Well, I'm sure Alex, he's frustrated with this race. He had that earlier collision with Schmid that ended up putting both of them into the pits for quite a bit of time. So with him just being lap traffic at this point, if he's respectful and doesn't want to break everything up on the season finale, hopefully he'll kind of be respectful and let him by.
Yeah, fingers crossed. It was back on lap, I think 18. Him and Moniz had a little bit of a bump. I just that was for position, so a bit more understandable. But I hope he's calm enough now to let the leaders go past.
As we get down now into the last 10 minutes of the race, this was a little longer than our normal races of 45 minutes. We actually went to the 65-minute round for the season finale with a little bit longer pit window as well. but not too much going on track. There's not a lot going down as we're watching the David Moniz. And now
Diaz
Peter
just smashed the lap, the best lap, by 0.03 of a second. He's at a 2:17.163.
puts him at
only
the
10
new
minutes to go.
fastest. That's 3/10. 3/10 faster than Peter O'Brien. So probably
Yeah,
somebody
if
from
you,
THR got on the horn and was like, Eric, you gotta blow that time away.
He's only got 10 minutes to do it though. Like what, 4 laps at the most, I guess.
Oh,
he runs
and-
wide. He's losing it. Oh,
And Eric Diaz into the wall
Did
in
I just trust
Lacombe.
him?
Losing out the position to Joel Dallas. He's got it going under his own power again, though.
Yeah, it seems like whoever rang him up there for THR just kept him on the horn a little too long.
And certainly was not commentator's curse
Yeah, definitely.
at all.
Joel Dallas
Well,
must be
I'm just
ecstatic.
talking.
Never, Paul. That makes it all exciting. Hey, Joel, what's going on, man? Code Brown for you? Slight bit of a laugh there from Joel.
No, it's no, it wasn't that scary actually, but I actually feel bad for Eric because he was really moving. He might have caught Peter, so I feel bad that he spun, but he might even catch me back and pass me again. So let's see what happens. We have 8 minutes left. I'm having a good race so far.
Sounds good, man. Well, go ahead and push O'Brien, man. If Eric can't win, you got to make sure Peter doesn't. Let's go ahead and talk to Eric for a second. Hey, Eric, that was an unfortunate crash, man. How's the car feeling?
I feel bad. Gotta give it that.
That's gutting, man.
I just picked a much cold. That's what happened. I didn't push it just a bit too hard. It's not my fault. Go with the flow, I see.
Oh, that's good. Well, do you think you'll catch up to Joel Dallas again here in 7 minutes?
So definitely down on straight line speed right now.
We actually just saw you put in the fastest lap right now, 2:17.1. So, you know what? You got some great pace. So hopefully you're able to bridge that gap again.
2 seconds of damage though.
That's unfortunate.
But you know, well, I get both trying to push it very hard. That was 2 times off though, so 16 though. Don't tell anyone that.
All right, well, we'll let you get focused on running Joel Dallas down, and good luck. Yeah, I think, he's not that far behind Joel Dallas, and he's still keeping pretty good pace. It looks like Moniz might actually slow Dallas up a little bit, and maybe, Dallas is not running some really fast laps. His last lap was a 2:18.4, and his best lap was a 2:17.8, so he is quite a few tenths down.
Hey, what's up, David? You're in the booth with us.
Hello, hello. How are you doing today?
What's it like right now being chased down by the race leaders?
Kind of not fun. I've been having some technical issues on my end, so I don't want to ruin anyone's race, that's all.
No, it's all good, man. We just jumped in here. It looks like you might be the catalyst here for Eric Diaz. I just wanted to hop in and see what that racing was like. We know Peter O'Brien got around you nicely, and Paul mentioned briefly you had a bit of a contact with Paulo Alex quite a while ago.
Sorry, just letting Diaz through. Yeah, I did. Me and him were going into Bruxelles side by side. I thought I left enough room, and then he squeezed me on the outside.
Man, that's unfortunate.
And
Was
I
that
just
go ahead.
sorry to interrupt. We got a little bit of a change. Michael Fazal was able to just get around Daniel Lund just there in the bus stop as they come into La Source, with Colo just very close behind them. So that's a little bit of a switch up. So Colio now running from the 7th position down to the 9th. That puts Neville between him and Felix, who Felix is running in the 2nd position in the silver class.
Yeah, you know what? We haven't talked about Dan Lund this season a lot. And surprisingly, that's, you know what? I don't know if there's any correlation, but we've only had 2 Lamborghinis this season. And I think that's the most we've seen in one season. And then previously, the ones we've seen just have not lasted or have not had much pace. I don't know if that's to do with the car too much, but I mean, Dan Lund's giving it a good bit of work here, so I might be wrong.
Yeah, I think a lot of these cars, you know, especially the Lamborghini, is really underappreciated. You know, we see the NSX running up front with Eric Diaz, Daniel Lund running within the top 10 with the Lamborghini, and you know the AMG and the Bentley. It's been a pretty good mix, I think, this season. But one we're really missing out on is the Ferrari and the Porsche.
Yeah, that's a fair assessment here. I mean, if you look at the grid, D. Braze and Chris Greer in the bottom 20. Same with Jeffrey Bray. And, you know, there are 3 Ferraris on track, but they're just trapped in the midfield. Just no one around them.
Yeah, I think if this were a manufacturer's championship, this would not be looking good for Porsche or Ferrari, but definitely good for the Bentleys this year.
You know, let's find out from Jeffrey Bray. Hey Jeffrey, you're back in the booth, man. How's the Porsche feeling? We've noticed that a lot of the guys driving the 911 or the 991. Just gonna let Jeffrey deal with that. Bye, Jeffrey.
Would you just bring him in and lose his focus and then say that's not my I'm not responsible for that. You go ahead and deal with your problem.
We didn't see that. That was not
that's worse than commentator's curse. That's commentator trolling right there is what that is.
Well, you know what? It was not intentional at the moment. I just decided that, you know, we're going to let him regroup for a second.
I'm sure Rob Ruggiero and David Muniz are getting an earful right now in what would have been on the Twitch stream. So, thankfully, we were spared that.
Yeah.
As we have a little less than 2 minutes into this race, Peter O'Brien is running away with it in the 1st position. Joel Dallas in 2nd. Eric Diaz in 3rd, who is actually feeling a lot of that damage on the front end. His last lap time was a 2:19, so it's definitely not going as fast as we thought he might be.
Oh, and no track limits, Lewis. I wonder what happened to Mike Lewis.
Uh-oh.
He's back on track.
Got trapped there in the bus stop. Maybe he just kind of took a little off-track detour, picked up the passenger, and decided to let's give him a little wild drive on the last lap of the race.
Yeah, that's what it is. You know, as I reflect back more on Jeffrey Bray, I went in asking him about how the Porsche was feeling, as we were talking about how it was just not performing that well, and so I think on top of that commentator's troll, there was a level of commentator's curse. I think that was just a very stacked moment there on my part.
Yeah, got a couple of comments in the chat. Don't think it's a good idea to do that anymore from Low Key. Commentators out here sniping tires or wait until they're on the straight like they do in racing.
You know what? That's great. You know what? We there was a disclaimer. This is the first time we've tried this live. So for season 8, I think Marty Missile here is pretty much on target.
Gonna say, speaking of Missile and Lamy, or Missile and Lamy are fighting it out. I thought Lamy was going to get the position there, but he didn't quite manage it. That was the last chance to overtake before the end of the race.
I don't think him and Michelli are fighting for position. Looks like Michelli. Oh, wait, no.
They are.
They are. It's in my life timing and scoring is just a little messed up.
Well, you know what? I'm going to jump here with Peter O'Brien as he comes to cross the line. He was not too sure if he was going to make it for the championship. I think this might give him that first place. This might be the championship win. He talked about having to beat everyone out here at Spa. As he comes down the line now. And there it is. We have our season 6, or event number 6 race winner, Peter O'Brien, potential champion for season 7.
With Joel Dallas and Eric Diaz crossing the line at 2nd and 3rd. And Fed Holgado now coming in just in front of JD Daniels, barely crossing the line in front of him.
What a close one that was.
Muniz kind of holding them up a little bit.
Ooh, come on, Jeremy. You got to keep that car on track. Slight wiggle there.
Jeremy Mercer, he was 5th. So we must have missed something where he kind of got caught out in traffic or something.
Yep, and that's Fazal and Lund, 6th and 7th, followed by Coelho. Mercer, Neville, and Felix now to round out top 10, top 11, followed by Casper Minda now coming out of the bus stop for P12 with Carlos Plaza in tow.
So that puts Coelho first in the silver class, Felix in the 2nd, and Casper Minda for 3rd as soon as he crosses the start finish.
Oh, that's great for Minda.
Yeah, we haven't really focused on him too much this season, but what a great result for him. I think this he's been in reach of those podiums for quite a bit.
And Wes Lamy's going to lose it out. Bradley Busick is going to take P16.
Ouch. That was not our fault.
No, he just lost it out trying to beat Michelli out of the corner and just lost all sense of grip.
One of his tires are done.
Chris Sweeney for THR coming across the line, P19, deep race, rounding out the top 20. And there's Paolo Alex in P21. And now the data man, Mr. Christopher Greer. Just season 7 was not his season, unfortunately. There he comes now across the line. You know what? I think something has to be said for having yellow on a Porsche. I think that all stems from Mr. Leonard Cacciola, who we saw a couple seasons ago. Just a yellow Porsche just seems to be slightly cursed here at 604.
Well, we'll hopefully get Christopher Greer in the booth and ask him what's going on. As we take a little break, stay tuned, guys. We have post-race interviews, post-season interviews, and this was the season finale. So we hope you stick around, listen to what the drivers have to say and what might be happening for season 8. So stick around. this is going to be a big one.
All right, guys, welcome to the post-race show here for the season finale for Sim Racing 604, event number 6. We are getting all our drivers here into the booth. It's quite a big group. I think this is the largest group we've ever had.
Oh, there goes someone.
Yeah, welcome, guys. Just first of all, congratulations to Peter O'Brien for round 6 win, a season win. You felt early on you didn't have the chops to go head to head with Joel Dallas. You've proven yourself wrong. How does that feel?
I don't know. It's definitely nice. I want to say like liberating, but it's not really liberating. That's a bad word for it. I would say I'm proud of myself for finding the pace at every track to be consistent enough to keep up with the front runners, whether or not I had a good race or a bad race. That's probably the best way I can describe it.
It was, I would say, for me, it was definitely surprising. You had a lot of moments where things could have gone very sideways, and it turned out that the bright colors helped you to keep everybody's head up and aware of you. So I think for everything in the race that you've done and maybe doubted yourself on I think you can now go into season 8 confidently, saying that you can be a front runner and that you'll be able to show up and give a fight to anybody who wants one.
I totally agree. I feel like now, at least until Eric picks a normal car that he's even faster in, then I will worry a lot more. But until then, I can pretty confidently say I'm a top 5 runner consistently.
And we've got a whole bunch of guys here in the chat. We're not going to go through everybody one by one like we did last time. Although I'm going to say Eric Diaz, Joel Dallas, congratulations on your second and third place positions and your overall standings, which are not quite official yet. We'll go ahead and get those once we look at the round down. But congratulations. How was, we got you in the booth during your race. That probably was a little bit jarring for your racing. How was the race overall with this being 65 minutes? Obviously, we do endurance series and everything like that. But how was this kind of 65-minute sprint?
Pretty well. Especially as like a last minute kind of, well, I say last minute, I mean last event kind of thing. I feel like it does very well. It gives everyone enough time to even fight as well. I feel pretty nice. At least for me. Nice, but.
And Joel, how did you feel that the 65-minute sprint was?
I think it's great. Adds a little more. You have a little more time to. It's a little more about consistency because you have to play the long game and basically not crash. We saw quite a few guys have some issues tonight, and yeah, it forces you to play the long game and settle in for the race. Some of these guys were quicker than me tonight, but I managed to hold on to second place by just keeping it straight tonight. And honestly, Eric deserved a higher place tonight. He was on fire out there. Peter was also really fast. And yeah, I just held on for it and held on for the ride and kept it straight.
Did you feel like the tires on the Bentley were really starting to suffer? We were kind of looking at lap times between you and Eric, and it seemed like maybe your lap times were suffering a little bit from the earlier pit stop, but you only really had one lap on these guys.
Yeah, I had the pace to stay with them in the first part of each stint. In the first stint, I feel like I was maybe even marginally quicker. But towards the end of each stint, I don't know, I just couldn't keep the car doing the same pace, and these guys were still doing mid-17s, and even Eric dropped a bomb and did a 17.1, I think. So towards the end of each stint, I was really struggling. So I'm actually really happy to hold on to second place.
Yeah, and for any of the guys here in the chat, Gerson's actually streaming kind of his point of view, so you guys can see the replay of what we're talking about and what he's being broadcast. Thank you, Joel. Thank you, Eric. And we had a Charlie Colbos who said there are 2 champs? ? Yes, Carlos Plaza is our first place silver season winner, followed by David Nelson. And actually, we're not quite sure because I didn't see where Carlos Plaza placed, but currently the standings are that Carlos Plaza is first, with David Nelson in second, and Renato Colio in third with 280 points. But with Colio coming in first, that puts him at 380. So we have to wait for the official standings on those. But I believe Carlos Plaza still came out the winner on this one. I've got not really a lot of questions. I mean, I've really season 8 questions to ask you guys. Gerson, do you have anything for these guys?
I have one statement I just wanted to make. The only reason why I'm in here, I just wanted to say thanks to everybody. I know, like, we brought up the discussion around lap 1 issues and like making sure that we all got through it safely. I feel like everybody did an amazing job from that point on to have a really clean race. The starts were awesome. Everybody was like, it was just great. So I just wanted to say thanks to everybody. Thank you, stewards. Thank you. The broadcast is amazing. Thanks.
Well, thank you, man. That's much
Agreed.
appreciated. And by the way, Fed, JD's in here. We saw you guys have a heck of a race. You got any notes for us there?
I was telling these guys earlier that I had a frantic beginning of the race. My 4-speed back got reset, and then I lost connection, and I only managed to do 1 quali lap. And then when I was about to I was coming right up on JD, and all of a sudden I see a massive cockroach in my peripheral vision trying to crawl up my leg, and I flipped out, and it was just sitting there for the rest of the race. I just smashed it just now, so it was I'm like exhausted, but it was amazing. Thanks, JD. It was awesome.
Yeah, good race, man.
You still finished.
Yeah. Like, he
I
had
don't know
all that
how.
hardship.
I wouldn't
still
have.
caught and passed me, and all I did was put in like 8 laps too much fuel. So it was a good season.
Are you guys gonna be sticking around in the pro class for season 8?
Yeah.
Nah, I think I'm gonna drop to silver. I think it's probably more my pace.
Only if you drive the Jaguar.
If I don't think I'm allowed to. Otherwise, I would. That'd be cool. I've never driven that thing.
I don't think anyone's ever driven it.
Why is it in the game then?
Horror stories, man. That's why.
Oh, well, that's like all the old cars. Horror stories.
You know what? I think we're gonna have to get Brian Nagy in here really quickly.
That could be a good idea.
Should we dare moving out of the steward's room really quickly?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Let's
can't
test it
hurt.
out.
Sure.
Hey, what's up,
what
Brian?
are they gonna do? Fire us? I mean, wait. Hey, Brian.
You are currently live, Brian. What's going on? We have a couple drivers here wanting to talk to you.
Why am I live? I was having a discussion with my stewards.
You're not allowed. No, we just want to have a conversation. We want to say thank you, and we appreciate you, and how much we love having people actually there to watch and steward over our entire league. It's great. I appreciate it. I think we all do. A lot.
Plus,
100%. 100%.
Yep.
Thank you, Brian.
Well, I appreciate all you guys for putting up with us and racing with us. Because like I said in the meet briefing, if it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't have a reason to do this. So, we do it for you guys. And as we were talking in the stewards room tonight, the start was incredible. The respect and the start was what we love to see. And I know there was some incidents, but overall that was a fun race to watch, and really class act throughout the field. So thank you guys for everything.
Thank you.
Thank you, yeah.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're free to go now.
yeah, I'm just gonna move him back quickly there.
Okay.
Before we all
Yeah,
get fired.
I got to apologize, Carlo Plaza. I didn't see you in here because you're just above Eric Diaz, and I look at my name and it's Giancarlo, and I thought I was looking at my own name for. Don't ask me why. I went brain dead, but I want to congratulate you on your season win and get your thoughts on how this season went.
Well, thank you so much. Well, the first race, it was hard race, was Paul Ricard. It was a track that I have never driven before. Well, at least in a GT3. It was pretty difficult. I was sticking around with some guys from the pro class, but they're too fast for me. On the second race, I don't remember what is it. I
think it wasn't Brand's
Nürburgring.
Nürburgring, yep.
Yeah, the Nürburgring. And Nürburgring was a difficult race. Also, I was battling a lot with the car. It was mayhem for me on that race. And well, Monza, the storm get on the race. It was a pretty hard race. I was involved on the on the big crash on the straightaway, so I was just trying to finish the race, and that's all. And well, Solder, I was on the pace, I believe so, on the package. I was having a lot of battles with Alex and other drivers. And Brands Hatch, actually, I had a difficulty with my steering wheel.
Right?
Yeah, my wheel brake actually. I was on a rush to be here today. Until yesterday, I get it fixed because I didn't have force feedback at all, and in like every 5 minutes it just reset itself, and I didn't have control of the throttle, or the brake, or even the wheel. So yeah, that's why I didn't finish that race. Now here in Spa, I had an excellent setup actually. I feel that we're lacking a little bit of straight line speed, but even though it was pretty great. And yeah, a little bit of incidents, because I was trying to be as aggressive I could, because I was trying obviously to win on both Saber class. And well, sometimes I outbreak myself.
As you mentioned that you had a bit of a moment with Wes Lamy going into Lake Combs.
Yeah, actually I have two moments with Lamy. The first one was a touch with him on the I believe on the third sector. I don't know in which lap was it, but it was around there. And then the one that you see on the stream, that we were on the Clement Straight, and I go like firework, fast as hell, and I didn't have the good braking on that time.
Yeah, and we saw you behind Javier Marquez for a good bit. We saw you had more pace, but it just seemed like you were getting a bit impatient, losing a bit of control into the corners. What was that like? Did you feel like you just, he was just putting the car where it needed to be? You couldn't get around him?
Well, actually, with Javier was a great battle. He I don't know, he punched me a lot because everything that I know from racing, because I have been racing here in my country like for when I was 9 years old. I put everything on that moment, and I couldn't get get it done. I was a little bit impatient, and the setup was very difficult to be behind a car. So that was also the reason that I was like squaring a lot. I was going wide in every flipping escape room I have. So it was hard.
Well, you still proved to be the fastest, well, at least the best result winner for the Silver Classic. Congratulations. You brought up a good point that you hadn't ever raced at Paul Ricard. Has anybody else here in this group raced a track that they've never raced on this season or in previous seasons?
Not me. I've covered them all a couple of seasons ago.
Well, I'm say I'm new here, so all the tracks.
Well, I don't mean like any like if you're new to the game or you're new to sim racing, have there been any tracks here that you raced on that you've never raced on before in any other sim or anything like this? Is your absolutely first time encountering it?
Well, Paul Ricard on this game, yes. I have been doing sim racing like for 4 years. I've been I racing and now I'm here in Competizione, but no, yeah, only for Paul Ricard was my first time on this game.
Yeah, I had a very similar situation, and I have no love for that track because it went horribly wrong for me. So
I got the same point like you. It's horrible to be the first time over there and you don't know the track at all, or you know how the car is going to be itself. So yeah.
I think a lot of us are. I don't know. I know myself. I have never put a single lap down on Snetterton, so I'm not looking forward to that next season. But you know, we'll
Same
see what
here.
happens.
If you're lucky, it's win.
Oh, I hope it's not.
Yeah.
That was what, 2 seasons ago?
It's my only win. My only win in this championship was that race, and I will savor it forever.
I'll never forget it.
And to be clear, the only reason why I won was because I was doing another league, and we literally had Snetterton back to back, and both times it rained. So I had like probably 10 hours of practice in the rain leading up to that, and it rained for this event. So it's like all the stars aligned.
did you guys? Speaking of rain, did you guys have any worry that this race was going to get a bit of rain and we were going to get a repeat of Monza?
I didn't think about it at all. I just ignored it the entire time. Ignored the possibility.
I definitely did at least 20 or 25 laps of rain practice just to get an idea of how the track would feel. I was hoping it would stay dry because majority of the laps that I did to practice were dry, and I know the majority of the laps that probably everybody in here did for practice laps were all in the dry. It makes for better, like, closer racing, but also it is definitely an equalizer, and it will 100% screw up races if you don't, kind of slow down and take a little bit more patience through all the fast corners when it rains.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who would have been hurt by some of those wide corners going into that turf if it had been wet.
Me, every corner, yeah. During the little bit of practice I did, I very quickly realized that the curbs are a no-no, and it slowed me down quite a bit just because I couldn't take the lines that I wanted to through the corners, and yeah.
I mean, if you guys go back a season or two with Joel Dallas, his first time out with Bentley proving very fast around Snetterton, and then it started raining. And I think you had a bit of a trouble with the pit stops.
Oh yeah, that was the first time I was doing a wet race any at all, and I thought that because I started on wet tires, once I pitted, I'd automatically get wet tires again. I didn't realize I had to select them, so I got dry tires. That didn't go too well.
I know your pain, bud. I know your pain.
Yeah. We have a pedantic squirrel in the Twitch chat says Snetterton equals nope. And through X MK1 says looking forward to Olton Park.
Nope.
Anybody else looking forward to Olton?
Nope.
No.
Absolutely.
That'd be great.
I'm only looking forward to it because I've never raced on it.
Bolton is awesome.
Be prepared to hear your car just scraping the whole entire race.
And your arms
GT
fall
Force,
off
by chance.
afterwards.
Oh, dear.
You won't hear it scraping if you take the Jaguar.
I
Or the
can't.
boat.
Now you'll be in the
I
pit.
can't. I don't want to be in the boat. You sent me your setup for the boat, and I drove it, and I couldn't survive in that thing. I almost died every time going through a Rouge, and then you
I
just made it
almost
worse
didn't.
tonight. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Eau Rouge was really bad tonight. Eric can tell you. He just flew up on me there every single lap.
I was scared for my left tube going around it. Seeing as how in practice I basically spun because of it. I think one of the Mercedes drivers pretty much saw me.
Just witnessing Brennan die over and over again.
Yeah, I made a note to come back and watch this specifically. Because
Yeah.
after this, it ended his race.
No, yeah, I was right behind him. I seen someone spinning across the track, and it scared the shit out of me because I didn't know what to do. It was
let's
just
go to
Paulo.
an
Paulo
on
died.
view of Paul or Paulo. Or yeah, that works too.
Jump back, jump back. I think this is Paolo. No, this is Joel.
Oh yeah, just that
that's
little
Joel, yeah.
slide right there.
Yeah, Eric Neville said he touched the curb and that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Yeah, you
That
gotta be
could
careful on that
definitely-
inside one.
Yeah.
God, I'm driving the Mercedes too, and that curve was never an issue to me.
Oh well, congratulations to you, Mercer.
I don't know. I ate that curb multiple times this race too, but I don't know, mid-engine gang, so I can't relate.
I can't touch it, none at all. I'm already almost lifting, even if I get the corner perfect. So
Yeah, it pushes the bolt really wide.
yes.
You know what? It seems like if Brennan hadn't hit the brakes, he just would have lifted a little more. He would have stayed planted.
Yeah, he looks like he panicked a little.
Yeah, the rear of the boat seems very loose through there, and
It very much is.
yeah, that's a death trap every time you go through there. So I would not want to be in his situation.
Watching Peter's replay or watching Peter yesterday driving the boat, it seems scary.
My God, it was a totally new experience. Me and Joel switched cars for like 10 laps just to see if I could drive the boat and see if he could come back to the McLaren. And every time I went through Blanchimont and every time I went through Eau Rouge, it was like I'm just jerking the wheel back and forth, trying to keep the car from squirreling out and killing me. Oh, that's unfortunate.
To stay with you guys on the straights, I decided to go 4-wing, but then on the infield it was really a struggle.
Whoa.
It's good fun. Well, not the accident, but yeah.
To bring it back to the season chat, I'm just gonna go down the list, and if you guys could just give a fairly short, maybe one sentence answer. Carlos, what was your favorite moment this season?
Full record, actually.
What was your worst?
Bonza.
Eric, favorite and
The
worst.
answer would both. Let's see. Favorite would probably be Nürburgring because that pretty much made everyone look slow. I'm sorry, everyone. I had to do it. And the worst was disconnecting the last lap at Zodo. I'm pretty sure you could say like both. Yeah.
I think you made everybody look slow at Paul Ricard as well.
Yeah, you did. At least in qualifying.
Yep. I'm pretty sure I thought I did the same in qualifying here as well. 16.
Yeah, kinda.
At least it wasn't like 6/10 between first and second, like a Paul Ricard.
Okay.
Fed, how about you?
My favorite moment was passing JD in this race, and my least favorite moment was Zolder, just the whole thing, my 3 laps of it, when I got hit 3 times in 2 laps, and I rage quit for the first time ever in my life.
I thought you were going to say your least favorite moment was seeing that cockroach as you were passing JD.
But that's actually close second, but because I passed them, it was fine.
That was his good luck charm.
Yeah, the good
and
old cockroach.
And the catharsis of smashing it at the very end, yeah.
It's almost like if it was symbolically JD.
No. Poor JD, and he just left. He can't even hear him say that. Oh no. Rest in peace.
Jeremy, you certainly had a lot of surprising moments for this season, so this might be a little tougher for you to answer.
Here. Never mind.
No, he heard. He's in chat.
What was your favorite and worst moments?
Probably my favorite was at the first race. I didn't really know what to expect from the series coming in, and at Paul Ricard, we had a lot of close racing with JD, with Peter O'Brien, and also some with Brennan as well. It seemed like I got like 4 or 5 passes off on the long, maybe 200-degree right-hander shortly after the long straight, and it was an exciting race.
And worst?
Monza putting dry tires on, just like Diaz. That was the most upsetting because I was competing with Diaz for the win, and obviously I didn't know he would also put dry tires on, but it was a good race up until that point.
Joel?
Favorite moment, I would probably say Zolder. Absolutely love Zolder. And even though Brands Hatch was maybe my best performance, as in from a winning point of view, but Zolder, I believe, was I really enjoyed that race, chasing down everyone. It was good. Worse would be probably turning Mercer twice at Nürburgring. That was a low point for me this season.
But I still got to give you props for that one. For one, giving the position back and letting him go, even though you guys did get I forget who passed you at that time. I think it was Fed and was it Lund?
Paolo was one of them.
Paolo Alex, yeah.
I like how Joel does not mention any moments with Peter.
Oh, it's a friendly rivalry. Friendly with a little bit of headbutting.
I don't know if there's any friendly in that.
All these fake laughs. All right, Casper Minda.
I was really happy to have found my consistency, my stride here in the last 2 races. I feel like it's been a long time coming, and just got unfortunate in the first couple races. I didn't even show up to Paul Ricard. I couldn't make it. And low point, I would say between Monza and Zolder. Zolder, I pushed somebody into the pits on accident because I forgot they were gonna brake at a different point as me. So I just plowed somebody into the pits, forced them
into the shadow realm.
That was the biggest mistake I made.
That's
oh
hilarious.
Man, I know exactly that feeling. So I feel you. Paul, you're not a racer, but
At
you
Spirit,
joined us.
though.
But in spirit, you've joined us midway through the season, and it's your first. I'm sorry. Before we even get to Paul or Gerson,
I don't think Paul's introduced himself.
No. We're not going to get there yet. Peter.
Yes,
Peter,
sir.
You're the last racer in this group. Go ahead and give us your best and worst.
I would say my best was probably, I don't know, probably either tonight, somehow beating Eric out of the pits and just seeing Joel slowly close in on my rear as we went up the Kemmel straight, or Nürburgring, just as a whole. I had a decent race there. I don't know how I jumped Eric in the pits. What happened, Eric? You boxed before me.
Box.
Oh, okay. Because I seen you boxed and you seemed in, and I was like, okay, he's gonna beat me out by 4 or 5 seconds. And then I got out, and I was like, oh, I'm ahead. What happened? Okay. My least favorite moment, probably reading the relative at Brands Hatch when I was in the lead and trying to watch Joel's lap time instead of watching where the hell to brake. That was really frustrating. And then I spun myself out like the very next lap coming through the blind right-hander up the hill, and that didn't feel any better. So that whole race as a whole kind of frustrated me a lot and annoyed the crap out of me, but I'm glad I was able to recover and stay semi-consistent for it.
JD's least favorite moment was when he cried, "Bono, my tires."
That was every race for him. He's driving the Lexus.
You know what? Giancarlo did not ask me, and I feel offended that he didn't ask me. But I'm gonna go ahead and take it anyways.
Yeah, might as well.
I don't have a disfavorite. Okay, you know what? I know what. I'm gonna pause this. It would be rude of me to not say this. My least favorite moment of this season was tonight with Jeffrey Bray. I feel very responsible for his spin.
Oh no!
If you guys are not aware of what happened. We were having a great discussion towards the end of the race, talking about just kind of the cars that were successful here. And we mentioned the Porsche not being too successful, and I jumped on with Jeffrey Bray, as he was the only Porsche in the green room. So I jumped in with Jeffrey as he was going through a rouge, and as soon as I started talking to him, he spun out. And when he hit the wall, I said, "Well, we're just gonna let him settle down there," and I just put him back in the green room, and we kept going.
It's like nobody saw a thing.
Yeah.
Never mind. Move on.
So
planet. The
That's why
planet.
I stayed
It's
away
fine.
from the
Everything's
Discord.
fine.
Yeah. So Jeffrey, if you're when you watch this, if you ever watch this, apologies, mate. There. I hope that there were other factors besides us. But to my favorite moment, I think, and it highlights it here best with this exit. If you guys see Peter, Eric, and then Mercer as well towards the back, this is the first season we've had such a great battle. There hasn't been one person who's dominated the championship race after race. If you look, Peter's coming out. There's Diaz getting passed by Joel. Mercer's right behind. Like the top four, you guys, top five have always been together in each race, where we haven't really had the space to actually go into the midfield and watch the races where we have in previous seasons. So I think that's been my favorite overall, is seeing how close the top five were.
And Paul. And if you guys don't know Paul, so Paul, introduce yourself.
Hi.
This is your moment, Paul.
I can't really say much, to be honest. I am just a random streamer who happens to want to commentate races.
All right, if he's not going to be honest about it, I'm
I'm
going to do it for him. This is Paul Muir. He's the gamer Scott. He, contrary to his name, he's actually here in the U.S. or you're in Canada?
Just
Canada.
moved to Canada, yeah.
That's right. Toronto, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
Yeah. And he joined us kind of midway through the season by reference of David. And I think he's been a great addition, having we lost, having a third voice here in the booth, and he's been great to just kind of be in here and analyze and look at everything. And while he's not a racer, he's been great to just color commentate on everything. And I'm really hoping that we have him back for season 8. I think he's been a great person here in the booth.
You know what? It's been pretty shocking because he's been involved with the racing community for years, because he mentioned in the early 2000s earlier his involvement in the community. But then on top of that, there's been so many moments where we don't see each other. We tend to talk over each other quite a bit. And a lot of times him and I both jump in and we say the same thing. And I always catch myself because I'm like, oh, that's right. Paul's here. He can cover too. So I think the Dodgeman is holding out on us. I think he knows more than he's letting on.
Well, my sim racing history, it goes back to the early 2000s with a sim called Live for Speed, which predates
Oh my god, the best
all
game.
this stuff.
That's where I started.
Yeah, that was my jam back in the day as well. So that was a long time ago, and I had to move on, get rid of the wheel, whatever. So yeah, I'm just starting to get back into the idea of commentating because I never had the skills to race. So this is me now.
Is it time to shout out the coaches one more time, GC?
No, they get enough. They get enough shout outs from me. But thank you, Paul. And I'm sorry to give you a proper introduction because no, I'm just really excited to have you here. But again, what has been your best and worst moment? I know you didn't have the entire season to kind of draw upon, but go ahead.
To be honest, I think both happened in this race. I mean, this is only race 3 for me, so it's not really surprising that just as I'm starting to find my feet, things are getting a bit more interesting for me. But yeah, the worst moment is when I did the commentator's curse. I can't remember either who it was or which lap it was at this point. But I commented on a fight between it was second and third, wasn't it? It was second and third place. And then
it was you.
Oh, you caused the Neville Schmid incident. Oh no.
No. It was actually Eric Diaz spin into the wall.
No.
Was it this race or because there was another moment too? I think
less dramatic last race though. This one was a bit more serious.
Yeah, I think it was
looking at it at the same time.
It was Nürburgring. There were two drivers, maybe Joel. There were two drivers who crashed somewhere in that Mercedes section, and then 2 other guys got through for the pro class.
I wasn't here for the Nürburgring race.
T1 Nürburgring?
No. Oh, you know what? Yeah.
Nürburgring should have been round 2, so if he's only been here 3 races, then would have started at Zolder. Would it not have?
Yep.
Pearson, stop blaming your commentator's curses on everyone else, man. What the hell?
Look, I've been cursing people since season 3. I forget which are mine.
I'm not taking it personally. But yeah, I mean, and simultaneously that battle, I think, between the top 5, I guess, in this race was really, really fun for pretty much the entire race. So that was really great to watch. And I know that you guys have commented that you see that the lead is only a quarter of a second or something like that. It sucks for you. It's great for commentating. It's great for watching at this side.
Hey, they all just pulled away from me, so I was really ecstatic to see them all in a big group in front of me. Oh, this is the Jeffrey Bray death? I see.
Yeah,
okay.
He's actually in chat, and he helped me find it.
Oh, the rear just goes.
He knew I was looking for it. Yeah, right here I was telling him, all right, Jeffrey, so how is the car feeling? We've seen that the Porsche's not been too lucky this race, and we see that. I see him in the wall, and then I tell him, well, I'm going to let him get sorted, and I dumped him back in the green room right here. Cut the broadcast, just moved on.
Honestly, I feel like if you
didn't hear him swearing at you.
If you did that to me, I feel like I would have ended up in the wall too.
Yeah, in the future, don't do that at Eau Rouge, eh?
There's a nice straight right afterwards where you can just have a chat, relax, just not one part of the track.
To be fair, I dropped, and yeah, this is my mistake. I was dropping everyone in as we were talking about it. I did not pay too much of a keen eye there to see where they were on track, but I dropped them into the chat right about past the line. But we were talking about something else, so we dropped him in about here, and I didn't start talking to him until he was down the hill, almost about into Eau Rouge. So I'm sure, yeah, that was pretty distracting for him.
Got out the lap 3 interview. That was chaotic, and I'm sorry. I was completely lost for words. I was trying so hard to not lose the pack in front of me.
You guys lit me up when I was entering Lacombe, and I was like, I had to tell them to hold on.
Yeah, no, you
And
know
we
what?
did. It was
Yeah.
silent for a good 20 seconds.
We commented on it afterwards, and we were like, usually, me personally, any sort of bit of silence, I dislike it. I'm like, oh man, we're gonna lose people. It's boring. But in that moment, you not talking was just so intense that I felt like it drew me in. I was just like, man, he's really focused. Just watch him. Like it felt real for me. Like I was in the car with you, just to know that like you were focusing that hard on it.
I can't do it, man. I can't talk and drive. Ask Jeremy. Immediately, he noticed me making mistakes.
Peter's
I
probably
feel
the
like it
best
feels
out of all of us at it.
Yep.
You know, Peter was just like the coolest cucumber in the lot. And we got comments on it as he was fighting, and right after those pit exits, it was like, all right, I'm just gonna commentate about what's going on, and everything is going just fine.
That was I think, when was it? Was it a lap after I came out of the pits?
Oh, I think it
Or
was just
right
midway,
after?
midway through that lap, I believe.
Okay, well, all I remember was the only reason why I wasn't freaking out was because I knew Eric and Joel still had to fight. And that was the only reason why I wasn't freaking the hell out. Otherwise, it probably would have been way worse.
Yeah. Once I caught up to you in the bus stop there, and we went too wide, that just gave Eric all the opportunity to come attack me. He would have caught me and passed me either way, but I just kind of delayed it a little.
Oh, he would have caught me and passed me if he didn't hit the wall at the end. What was there, like 4 laps left when you spun out? Because you were
4 or
making
5
up
laps.
like 8/10 a lap on me there. I was
I saw
scared.
a 16 on the Delta, so I was like, yeah, let's try it, go for it.
Hook it, yeah. That's
Yeah.
unfortunate.
I believe his fastest lap was a 17:1.
Yeah.
Yep.
We all seen that in the race. We were all sitting in the green room, and I think Joel was like, "Did you just run a 17:1?" And I was like, I can't do that, Eric. You're gonna catch me."
And that was actually really cool. We were just hanging out in the green room, having conversation.
Yeah.
Well,
We were
mostly I was listening, but
Oh, so it's cool when you guys talk, not when we
Hey.
do, huh?
It was pure silence in there for like a solid 90% of it, and then we seen the incident in the bus stop, and we were like, accident, death, bus stop, and that was like the entirety of the conversation.
That's awesome.
You're lucky this isn't
my
House of
kind of conversation.
Practice.
Hey, whoa.
Which I'm gonna be joining you guys pretty soon. I get my my DD. I think either next week or the week after. So.
Talk to Luca Conti about his experiences with Lindsay here.
Only if you put us on Brands Hatch. Anyways, season 8 coming up. We've got a 2-week break. Are you guys going to be doing a lot of practice? Are you guys just going to still be sim racing? I mean, sim racing is a life, as Danny Rojas would say if he was a sim racer. What are you guys going to be doing to prepare for Bolton Park? And
absolutely nothing. I hate that track.
No.
No, I'm gonna maybe run laps the week of. But the season is out of my mind for now. I think it's a 3-week break. I think it got moved back because now we have a endurance race on the 30th at Kyalami. Maybe I'm delusional.
Nope, you're right. That's it's a 6-hour race.
So yeah, I have a team for that. That's the only like big event that I have set up between now and then. I'm probably just gonna take a break to let myself kind of find another reason to play the game. Like this season was super duper competitive, and once I seen that I had pace to compete with the people up front, I was practicing for hours at a time instead of doing things that I probably should be doing, like homework or working or things that you gotta do. So should probably focus on those for a couple weeks.
Yeah, don't forget to wash your sweaty socks, man. You gotta have them ready.
I gotta do that. I gotta do that. You're not wrong, Gerson. I do have to do that.
If you hear Paul and
Put
Giancarlo
socks the entire race.
Yeah, you could hear the frustration in their voice.
It's alright. Did you at least fill them in on the details of why you're talking about socks, or
I briefly mentioned Loic and his cold
barefoot
pedal
toe?
antics.
What a weird.
Like, I'm not gonna kink shame anyone here. Like, you're into what you're into. That's fine.
That's not a kink. That's just.
All
You
right.
be the dude. You be the dude with your toes wrapped around the brake pedal, just to get the feeling in between the creases of your toe knuckles. You know.
All
That's
right, I can
Loic.
feel our viewership has gone down to nil at this point. Anybody else looking forward to this all British track season for season 8?
I'm just hoping I can make it.
Bring it on.
Does the Wednesday time change kind of make things a little more interesting for you guys? Does it make things easier?
I still prefer Thursday, but I'm gonna make it work. I'm gonna try to make it a more relaxing season. I may try the Porsche or something. I know that doesn't correlate, but I'm gonna try and maybe do a different car this season. Do something else.
The Porsche.
That sounds
Yeah,
like a
you know,
good
gotta
idea,
switch it up.
honestly. Yeah, no, being on Wednesdays, it's kind of a little more time constraining for me. That's when a lot of my like bigger events at school and things are due, so I'll have to kind of actually plan things instead of just not doing stuff until the last minute. But yeah, other than that, it should be fine.
If there were any racer that you wish would come back next season and race, who would it be?
Borden, Sailor. Well, we have them in the team sprint championship, but we need them back in the pro class as well.
Yeah, I was really hoping Borden was able to stick it out for the rest of the season. Unfortunate that he wasn't able to make it work. But
Davin Sturdivant.
I was going to say the same thing, actually.
Marcus Seaman as well.
Oh yeah, him too. Him too. Yes.
Hey, Davin.
And we're forgetting Lindsay.
Get in here.exe for those of you.
Ooh.
I want to say Jonathan Corkle. I want to see.
Oh
him
yeah,
back.
that's true.
That's a good pick. Yep.
Mr. Cousteau.
Brian in the Twitch chat. Brian Nagy from iShow Reaper 31.
Yes.
Who also says, "Is Peter still crying in the booth?"
I'm always crying in the booth, baby. You know that's why I'm in here, to complain and talk about stuff.
It's that Haraj.
It's that Haraj. It's that Haraj. I seen him, dude. I sent him a heart when he showed up. Hell yeah, it's because I DM'd him on Discord and I said, "You're poop for not watching the stream where I actually win the race."
Puckhog237 says Carter Close, miss racing him. Carter, man, yeah, season winner.
If you guys
That's a good
aren't
point.
familiar, Puckhog, that's Mr. Cruise Missile, aka Christian Michelli, the Castro man, who, by the way, actually had a crazy last section there at the bus stop with Wes Lamey. Wes chased him down all the way through the last 2 laps, and then it would have been a photo finish. I mean, just look at him here through coming into Blanchemont. If Wes hadn't just lost the grip and oversteered, he might have beaten him out for P16. But yeah, you see Michelli there keeping it nice and wide around the outside, goes a little off track, comes back in front, and then right here out of bus stop, you're gonna see Lamey get right up on him, and then he just floors it a little too much. They might have been not this lap, it's the next one.
Oh, way to get that anticlimactic end.
I mean, but he does it twice. I mean, you can see him there, like he knew where he was gonna send it.
I will say the McLaren coming out of the bus stop
right
was
there.
always chaotic.
Oh yeah.
And then he lost it to Busick.
No.
Yeah, so unfortunate there for Lamey, which we had here last week.
Well, the West was the best. Fortunately, the East got him this time. Okay. Just gonna let that one land. Could feel the thud there. So, I don't really have much else for you guys. I mean, congratulations again on a fantastic season. It's, we're really looking forward to season 8. I know I am. And I'm actually looking to see maybe racing with you guys on the 6 hour. so I might not broadcast it. I don't know.
I inquired to the endurance chat. I was actually curious because the plan was to run my team is running the Watermelon McLaren of some type. Our team on SRGP is the Melon Lords currently, and we wanted to know if someone was going to broadcast the stream so we can either make a custom livery or not. Because if you are broadcasting it, we'll probably go all out and make it like an actual watermelon. But if not, then it'll probably just be the same absolutely bright car as it is now.
It's in the works. I think we're, at least personally, I'm leaning towards yes. Seems like we're not going to have GC here, but yeah, I think we haven't done one yet. We haven't broadcasted endurance, so it might be a fun thing coming towards here the end of the year. So yeah, why not? I think we might.
I mean, I might broadcast from the car, like somebody was suggesting. We'll see. We'll see if I can pull a Bray.
Well, Jason, I may not be racing, so I could probably join in the booths. For a little.
Yeah. Actually, you know what, guys? Excellent. To any of you who want to jump in here, I mean, it's 6 hours, so that'd be fun.
Hey, yeah. I mean, if I'm off stint, I could probably hop in for a little while too and just not say anything because I wouldn't know what to say. But yeah, totally.
Hey, Jason, you know how you don't like to speak, right? In the stream, Peter will sort it out for you once he gets here. You don't have to
I'll
worry.
talk your ears off. That's what I do, baby.
I mean, it's just like any of your interviews, really. It's like you don't know what to say, but you say it anyway. So.
Yeah, exactly. You don't think. When I talk in here, I just don't think. I just let the words come out, and whatever comes out comes out.
You don't say.
Yeah, well, you were in the. I don't know. The people in the green room know. I tried to be kind of quiet today. It was hard for me.
All right. Well,
You
that's
can't
it for
drive
me,
a car
guys.
that color and be quiet. That's the bottom line, right?
Absolutely true. But that's it for me. Gerson, Paul, if you guys have anything else, I've got to get going. So I'm just going to bid you all a good fair night. And congratulations again. And we'll see you guys in season 8.
All right, thank you very much, man. Have a good night.
Yeah.
See you.
Thank you, guys. Take care.
Thank you, guys. And well, that's it, guys, for season number 7. It's been a pleasure. We are going to close it out here, and we should be back for season 8 in about 2 to 3 weeks. Not sure what that schedule might look like, but we're going to be covering the pro class again for season 8 here to close out the year into our winter season. But you know what? It's been another great season here at 604, season number 7. That's, I believe, our fourth season to broadcast, so it's been great. Paul, the Dodgeman, has been a great addition to the team. Glad to have Giancarlo, Mr. Landros Radic, still here. So it's been great. Paul, you got any closing words here?
Not really. Just want to say thanks to everyone who's got me involved in this, especially yourself for making it so easy to become part of the team. It's been a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to next season myself.
Awesome, man. And big thanks to our stewards, Brian, Derek Anderson. I know we have a couple others like Oswin Wilson. I know he races in this league, but Christopher Greer as well. Our coaches, Davin, Larry, Lucas, I believe, as well. I know there's a couple names I'm missing out. And as well, Mike 604. Oh, by the way, I can't forget Joel Dallas with the JA Zone, always rocking it.
Oh, hell yeah.
With our practice server.
Sir.
But so yeah, thanks to the staff and Mike from Sim Racing 604. If you guys have not checked them out on YouTube, be sure you do that. Sim Racing 604 puts out a lot of great content for pretty much all of sim racing and sim racing news. But yeah, guys, that's it for season 7. We'll see you back in season 8 in a couple weeks. We might have an endurance in that time in between then, so make sure you follow and stay notified there. Other than that, we'll post the link for the Discord. If you want to take part in season 8, you want to drive yourself, we're going to have three or four leagues. So I'll post the link, join the Sim Racing Discord, become part of the group. And other than that, guys, we'll see you back next season. So have a good night, and we'll see you then.
See ya.